Tyler Johnson, huh? That guy, Sean Marks, always gets his man. Sam.
What's going on?
Another week, another basket of Nets bullshit for us to deal with. You ready to talk about this, man?
Let's do it. I mean, what else do we got to talk about?
Nothing. You know, it's not like the world is falling apart around us.
The world's doing all right. So
screw that. I want to know, how Kyrie feels emotionally right now. So let's talk. What's more important than that? Than our cult leader? We'll talk about Kyrie a little
honestly,
later.
No.
Say again. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I said nothing's more important than him at this point.
Nothing. But I'd like to start this week's show with a guy that, at the time, I was very good with the signing. So I don't want to be a phony and be like, oh, look how he turned out. We dodged a bullet. Yeah. I'm not gonna play that game. But first of all, when the Tyler Johnson thing first happened, right? Were you a supporter of that contract?
Like, honestly, I think I'm probably gonna go in the same direction as you in that I kind of was at the point where I was giving Marks like the benefit of the doubt, especially because he was going for guys that were just different than what we were used to seeing, and he was still in that talent accumulation mode. Mm-hmm. Like, I think it's been unfair. This is probably a little side tangent. I think it's been a little unfair that some Nets fans get upset with Marks that he did give those big offer sheets to guys like Montezumas and Otto Porter, because I mean, like at that point, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to just acquire talent, see what he could do, and then maybe flip it. So like, I had no issue with the Tyler Johnson. I mean, look, his early years with Miami seemed like they were going to be something pretty special. So
yeah, look, you get Tyler Hero, you forget very quickly about Tyler Johnson. But at the time, I thought it was a great strategy. I thought, you don't have draft picks. Who cares what the cap room does? You're owned by a rich oligarch. If he has to pay some taxes, that's his sin for approving in the Celtics trade. I thought Tyler Johnson was a good signing for us. It's exactly what you said. It was an accumulation of talent. And if it didn't work, you handcuffed your opponents.
Yep.
Sean Marks went that first 3 years just basically accumulating talent. That's why I knew something was up. That second summer of having D'Angelo. Not the year we got him, but that year after, where it was like they're clearing cap space. They used the draft pick that could have been Hamidou Diallo to clear cap space. So for me, when he went out of Tyler Johnson mode, when he stopped using cap space to basically cudgel his fellow GMs, and forcing them to sign their players to use more of their cap space than they want to, I loved it. It made it. It's shown in it, and hindsight being 2020, it worked. In terms of what can happen now, Tyler Johnson for the Nets is what?
I mean, I feel I'm honestly more conflicted on it than you are. So this is where me and you might diverge a little bit, because they already have a lot of guards who can score, and so there's an element to me that's like, what is he really going to be doing, especially because I've become the captain of the Chiozza train. Mm-hmm. So, and I think he needs to be playing as much as possible, and I think he's honestly like a perfect guy in this current setup, because a guy like him is playing with not much to lose because he's already kind of proven his spot. The Nets aren't playing with a whole bunch to lose. Let's assume that they make the playoffs as a 7 or 8 seed. So I guess the question is like kind of where like whose minutes is he taking really, given that like Kyrie was basically already out for a while. So I mean, like what role do I guess you see him playing?
Yeah, so for me, I think he's the best backup shooting guard on the team now. Let's look at it from a real place, right? Tyler Johnson had a horrible season, but the reason why he had a horrible season is pretty obvious and pretty clear. He went to a team that is, youth, that's within a youth movement right now, and even though he was on that team coming off the bench, probably not used as much, he still was getting 10 points a game. Garrett Temple with starter minutes with 29 minutes a game only gets 6.3 points per game. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Tyler Johnson, his 3-point shooting numbers is down. For me, I think he's a rhythm shooter, a clutch shooter. He's gonna knock down a three that'll open your eyes in an important game. At least from what I've seen, 36% career, having a horrible year, but at the same time, and he's shorter than Garrett Temple too. He's getting 43% field goal percentage. He's 30 field goal percentage points, 3%, which is a lot higher than Garrett Temple from the field. That is an improvement. And then if you wanted to, say all things being equal per 36, Tyler goes to 14.6 points per game. Garrett Temple 10. If someone ever gave him 36 minutes, I don't know who the hell would be that foolish to give Garrett Temple 36 minutes a game. But in 36 minutes a game, Tyler gets more assists, 3.4 to 2.9. He gets they get equal steals, equal blocks, equal turnovers. So all things being equal, Tyler Johnson is just a better player. And guess what? Garrett Temple was the first shooting guard off the bench. There were times in games I would just make the joke that, oh shoot, Garrett Temple got off the bench before Spencer Dinwiddie. And then if we remember, Garrett Temple took Karras' starting job. Karras came back from being hurt. Temple kept starting. They kept losing, and it took a while for Kenny to switch to put Karras back in the lineup, and it was a very odd fascination with Garrett Temple, who sucks. Even on the defensive side of things, Tyler Johnson's defensive rating is 108 on a very, very bad team where his defensive rating numbers could be hurt just from the fact that he plays with a bad defense. But Garrett Temple's defensive rating is 109. So for me, it's a no-brainer, especially when Garrett Temple's offensive rating is 101 and Tyler Johnson is 108. So it's not even a conversation. What he could be. What he will be is another thing. Obviously, Temple's played with the team all year. He's a respected veteran. All of that hocus pocus and witchcraft. But Johnson's a better player, Sam. Am I wrong?
I would probably. I would probably push back. I think I like Temple a little bit more, and I think even though he's actually not as tall as he might seem when he's on the court, I think he's only like 6'5", and Johnson's like a 6'3" or 6'4". I think Temple plays bigger, which I think helps the Nets, especially this team, which is definitely going to feel a little undersized. So I feel conflicted. Look, I think a really interesting topic that, like a mini topic within this that I think we should delve into is. So you have Jacques Vaughn coaching right now, and obviously he's coaching to win, but he's also coaching for a job, which are two very different types of ways of coaching. And so, based off us talking, what I've seen from you, like on Twitter, I know that I think me and you might be leading the train of like wanting to see Musa get more minutes, and he's kind of like a guy who, given some of their injuries and given what they're missing size wise, I think they could actually use. And I think to your credit on the Tyler Johnson point, I think the Nets are probably best off going for as many playmakers and as many guys who can be creative in getting to the basket and getting their own shot, and giving up a little bit even more on the defensive end, because the truth is they've already basically given up on it this season anyway. So why not just double down and go full out on just being a playoff team's like worst nightmare? That's kind of where and with that, I guess you kind of have to drop a little bit of the TLC act and like trying to get somebody who's like great on the ball, drop a little bit of the DeAndre element, and I guess work in him or Allen depending on lineups, and just totally double down on offensive weaponry and talent, which is where I can see, like, if you see the upside of Tyler Johnson, which, like, to be honest, I'm mixed about, because I do agree that, like, especially with point guards, like, situation is everything, and the Suns are a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
yeah, they don't know if they have a point guard or a shooting guard. They don't know. Like, they're a very, very confusing team, and I think they're like proof that, you know, tanking doesn't work.
Yep.
But you brought up an interesting point. And I wanna keep going towards that. So for me, I agree. I love that thought of yours of, you know what, this is really an opportunity for Musa to really do his thing. And the hugest return that because if I'm Jock Vaughn, right, I'm gonna say, what are my signature moves that are gonna let me get into the bubble with the players that I have, and knowing that I don't have the superstars to deploy. How am I gonna shake up the world? And if I was him, I would find every way that I could. I'd invest the time. I'd sleep at his house. I'd develop Nick Claxton.
Yep.
If there was a way, like,
for the injury,
yeah, I mean, just for the eye test of it all, and Nick Claxton isn't playing at all in the playoffs, right?
No, yeah, he's out.
He's out. Oh, that's so horrible. But if we could have had him, like, what I envision during the KD Kyrie years is KD and Kyrie doing tons of load management, not playing very much, and the rest of the team basically having this long athletic scoring team with guys like Rodions and Musa and Nick Claxton, and, you know, maybe they could find some other guys that they could bring around that you could mix and match with Karras and Dinwiddie, that could excel. I think a lot of people, you know, I really love Musa. If there was a way that they could have, I hate, that's another thing that I'm always going to be angry with Atkinson about, because he did play him, but you could tell that they played scared. It was like, all right, I don't want whatever happened to Rodions Caruth to happen to me.
Yep.
And, like, you could just tell, like, there was like just a little bit of hesitation on his jumper, when that's not his game. His game was to just go out there and just score and shoot and play. Yep. And he didn't look like that. He looked like he was trying to play within the system. I feel like if you took the handcuffs off of Musa and let him shoot some mid-range two-pointers, his game would flourish. And but, you know, in that Atkinson system, he couldn't get busy like I think he can, and I love that point. But, you know, I just worry that they feel safe with the Garrett Temples, and I don't know why they feel so safe with Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. He's good, you know, every third night. He's limited on defense. He doesn't solve their size problems or their toughness problems, and, you know, again, he's another guy that's far, like, he's really not better than Tyler Johnson. He's way off of that, and the upside. Like, if you measure the upside of, you know, and I'll look it up what how old Timothy is, but Timothé is. But the reality is that